Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Hey guys, Drum the Spike here, back again once again.
There are leaves
And
around,
today we are going
and
to
I know
check
just
out
the tune to accompany them,
Sacred Sakura.
if you wish to hear it.
I believe we should have enough by now. Oh, why is it fully upgraded? That's weird. Huh. We were at 45 before. How did we get to 50? What? Whatever. Okay. So we won't be checking that. Okay, so let's check out fleeting colors in flight. So let me see the event details. Okay. So there should be here it is. Go to Yujing Terrace. Lantern Rite has come around again. You and Paimon go ask the people of Liyue if this year's festival about this year's festival preparations.
This scenery is...
Okay, so let's head on over to Liyue.
Who would have guessed that rebuilding the Jade Chamber would draw out such a massive monster? Oh, for a second there, Paimon really thought the Jade Chamber was gonna be ruined again. Oh, but it's all over now. Who knows if the Lantern Rite can still go on after an incident like that, though. Let's ask Lady Ningguang how things are shaping up for the festival this year.
Send this report to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and have them delegate each of the tasks on the list to the appropriate departments. Also, be sure to tell them that though the Lantern Rite may be complicated, everything must be done properly.
Hello, Lady Ningguang. It's us again.
We're not disturbing you, are we?
No, of course not. You are my honored guests. And given the looks of you two, I presume that you're here to celebrate the Lantern Rite?
That's right. So what's on the agenda for the festival this year?
As always, there will be a variety of activities taking place. Oh, but there is one of particular interest. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is planning a fireworks show this year. It should certainly be worth your time. Releasing Mingxiao lanterns has always been at the heart of the Lantern Rite. But with all that has occurred in Liyue as of late, I think the people of the city need something to warm their hearts. A feeling of everyone coming together in solidarity. So, I believe that this year calls for a celebration of particular magnificence. Something that would be closer to the hearts of every citizen. We are currently in the process of placing fireworks at various locations all throughout Liyue. We shall choose a timely moment during the festival to set off all the fireworks in unison, allowing the sparkling lights and excitement to resonate with the hearts of the people.
Fireworks? But we've already seen fireworks in other places before. Is there something special about the fireworks in Liyue?
Fireworks were originally developed alongside many other inventions here in Liyue. When our ancestors first created fireworks, they were originally known as firecrackers. Their bright flashes and loud sounds were often used for warding off beasts or as warning signals to other people. In those days, it was difficult for people to contact one another while out farming the land, so they would carry firecrackers with them to give signals when necessary. But people's lifestyles began to change after Liyue Harbor was founded. They no longer had to travel out of town to tend the fields anymore, so the use of firecrackers for emergencies also began to dwindle. But through our local customs, the pioneering spirit of the firecrackers has been passed down to this very day. We made improvements to firecrackers and began setting them off during the Lantern Rite to commemorate the tenacious spirit of our ancestors.
Classic Leah.
Wow. Everything has so much history in Liyue.
As I'm sure you already know, everything on this land accumulates history and value as time passes. That is the nature of Liyue. I've left Kuching in charge of the fireworks show. If you're interested, why don't we pay her a visit together?
The blazing stars, ring in fortune. So let's go to the fireworks stall, which is over by the docks. So let's head on over. Okay, so I think Ningguang said that Kuching should be over by these fireworks. So let's see where these fireworks are going to be set up. Oh, hold up, before we get sucked into this looks amazing. I've never seen a lantern rite before, but this absolutely looks amazing.
We need to add a few more locations for launching fireworks. The show has to be visible all across Liyue, not just in the city. They celebrate Lantern Rite in Jingsa Village too, you know.
But, Lady Kuching, what about our budget?
The budget is exactly what it's meant to be. It's the necessary amount of funds to properly carry out a task. If you think the current budget will not suffice, then we'll simply have to apply for more funding from the Ministry of Civil Affairs and wait for their approval. Our aim is to organize a memorable Lantern Rite. The budget is there just to facilitate planning. We mustn't lose sight of our goal.
Yes, Lady Kuching. I understand.
Good. And please remember, safety first. Oh, it's Ningguang and the Traveler. Good to see you. Are you here for the Lantern Rite? Your timing couldn't be any better. The preparations are almost complete.
What are you working on, Kuching?
I'm reviewing the positioning of the fireworks and double-checking the relevant facilities. It's all in a day's work.
Forgive my directness, but if I'm not mistaken, you could just as easily leave these tasks to your subordinates. You've already been working around the clock these past few days. I am sure a break would not be amiss.
No, it's fine. Really, I can handle it. Pengyi, please redraft our plans, make a summary report, and send it to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I'm going into town to check the progress of the fireworks setup. I'll return shortly. As for you, Traveler, you're our esteemed guest. Please take the opportunity to stay in Liyue Harbor and enjoy the festivities. Pengyi, is everything clear? Please remember the tasks I've given you.
Yes, Lady Kuching. Don't worry.
Good. Ningguang, Traveler, goodbye for now.
Please, excuse me, Lady Ningguang. And, Traveler. I must get going. Lady Kuching told me a great deal of information, and I have to write up the plans from scratch again, so time is of the essence. Oh, one moment. I almost forgot. Here, Traveler. This is a launch tube. Lady Kuching said you may be interested, so she had me keep one to give to you. Someone with good handicraft skills should be able to use this to design their very own fireworks. You should try it when you have the chance.
Whew. Paimon couldn't get a single word in just now. Well, more like Paimon didn't dare open her mouth while they were talking, but still.
Kuching definitely has an imposing presence.
Did you notice it too? Lady Kuching is a lot more outspoken than she used to be. And she seems a whole lot busier too. Wonder why?
Ever since the Adepti left Liyue Harbor in the hands of mortals, we Qixing have taken up the responsibility of leading the people. We have taken charge of many vital tasks in various sectors, and we are responsible for planning and organizing all sorts of affairs. That said, being in charge of everything inevitably takes its toll. It's exhausting at times. Jiangzhou was responsible for planning the Lantern Rite in former years, but her father is getting quite old now, so she transferred to another department this year. In the end, the Lantern Rite planning was left to Keqing and myself. I am the head organizer, while Keqing is responsible for the highly anticipated fireworks show. Such an important event should be entrusted to the most qualified candidate. Keqing is disciplined, yet passionate about her work, so she's naturally the best fit for the job.
She's definitely disciplined. No doubt about that.
Absolutely. She is strict with both herself and others, to the point that she can even become overly involved at times. She's worked several days without a break now. I'm concerned about the effects it may have in the long run. Finding balance is an essential concept in Liyue culture. I've tried talking to her, but you know how she is. She uses her wit to talk circles around anyone. Traveler, you are quite close to Keqing. Why don't you try talking to her? Maybe she'd listen to someone as experienced as you.
Sure. Leave to me.
Thank you, Traveler. I am glad you are able to help. Keqing can be a tough nut to crack sometimes. I still have other business to attend to at the Jade Chamber. I'll leave Keqing in your capable hands.
Are you sure you can really persuade Keqing to take a break? Even Ningguang herself couldn't manage to convince her. Besides, before you can persuade someone, you have to at least understand how they feel at the moment. Keqing has been working non-stop without a break.
So she must feel very tired.
Duh! Come on, everyone knows that. Think harder. How does she feel deep, deep down inside? Or maybe we could ask a friend. You know, someone more knowledgeable about these things.
Let's go talk to Zhongli then.
Huh? Zhang Li?
He's really knowledgeable about the people of Liyue.
Oh, there's no arguing that. Zhang Li it is then. Paimon thinks he's still a consultant at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Let's go see if he's there.
Okay, off to the Wangshen Funeral Parlor to go meet our old buddy Zhongli. But this is like amazing. Like, look at this. Like, this wasn't here before.
The wind knows me.
Yeah, that's really cool. Liyue Harbor looks really cool. Okay, let's get back on track and go find Zhongli. Okay, if I remember correctly, the Wangshen Funeral Parlor should be right over here.
Hello. How may I help you?
We are looking for your consultant, Zhongli.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm afraid he is currently out with the director.
Out with the director? Oh, you mean for work?
The director said that they were going for a walk. If you'd prefer, you could go look for them at third round knockout. I've heard the director often goes there to do, promotion.
Okay, so now we have to find where Hu Tao and Zhongli are.
Yeah.
Oh, they're over here. Oh, Zhongli, Hu Tao, and Zhongli.
Yum, yum, yum. Ooh, I am so full. Not another bite. Hats off to you, Xiangling. Serving the grilled fish with a dipping sauce is quite an innovative approach. The flavor is just to die for.
That's my signature dipping sauce. I knew it would taste great.
Tempered Jueyun chili powder mixed with garlic paste and chopped scallions, then seasoned with salt, vinegar, and soy sauce, before finally sizzling in hot oil. This recipe may seem a bit crude, but is entirely hinged on the precise balancing of flavors and seasonings by the chef. Everything must be balanced just right. It is the consummate mastery of this balance that turns a humble dish into an exquisite one.
Oh, that's quite the compliment, don't you think?
I'm flattered. Thank you, Mr. Zhongli.
And I thought I have a way with words. But you certainly take the prize, Mr. Zhongli.
You are too kind, Director. Your eloquence is infamous in Liyue Harbor.
Oh, what's that? Oh, would you like to order something, Guoba? Oh, please, by all means, it's my treat. I'll just open a tab under Xiangling.
Hey, are you guys talking about tasty food again?
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon. What brings you to this side of town? Hold on, let me take a wild guess. Yes. Oh, you must be here for the lantern rite.
Isn't that pretty obvious? Anybody could have guessed that.
Oh, yeah, come on. Can't you take a joke?
You came at the perfect time. I was just letting everyone try my latest dish. The owner of Third Round Knockout says well, a real knockout. Mr. Zhongli and Hu Tao seem to like it too, but I think it never hurts to let more people do a taste test. How about it, you two? Would you like to have a taste? Huh. Don't have to ask Paimon twice, or once even.
Thank you, but we're here to see Zhongli.
Huh? You mean we're not gonna try any? Oh, fine. Let's get down to business.
We meet again, Traveler. I trust your journey is going well?
Not bad. We've learned a lot along the way.
Splendid. Therein lies the value of a journey.
So come on. Why are you looking for our good consultant? Do enlighten us. And just in case you were wondering, we're on business too. We only tried Xiangling's dish since we just happened to be here.
Business? What kind of business would the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor possibly have during a festival?
Even during the most joyous of holidays, life still follows its natural course, does it not? Is that really so surprising? But there isn't a need to be alarmed. It's just a nice day today, and I thought we could go for a walk while doing a little promotion for our business. Oh, you could go ahead and chat away. Xiangling and I will go have some tea with the boss over there. Oh, Zhongli, please come get me when you're through here.
Of course. I'll see you later, Director. Now then, Traveler. What brings you to see me today?
Well, long story short.
Yes. The Yuheng is honest, intelligent, and most diligent. She is capable of shouldering responsibilities that few others could. But everything has a balance, and one's health must certainly weigh in.
Is there any way we can help her?
Yeah, everyone knows you're super knowledgeable. Paimon bets she would listen to someone like you.
If I were still the mighty Rex Lapis, I might be able to help her see reason. But alas, I'm now nobody but an ordinary consultant. My words no longer carry the same weight as they once did. Besides, I am by no means close to the Yuheng. Taking the liberty to lecture her may just as easily produce the opposite of the desired effect.
Oh, you're right. Then what should we do?
We could take a more subtle, indirect approach to the matter, such as telling a story that resonates with her, containing your message conveyed within it. Such a story can be achieved by referencing topics from her daily life. The story could prove even more effective if you weave in something about someone close to her.
Paimon doesn't really get it.
Let's go speak with others who are familiar with Keqing.
I knew you'd understand what to do. Well done, traveler. Go collect some source materials for your story. Of course, I can always provide you with my advice, if needed. Once we have formulated the plot, you can tell the story to the Yuheng.
Huh? Me?
You are on amiable terms with the Yuheng, which makes you the natural candidate.
Oh, Paimon gets it! So we need to talk with people who know Keqing, right? So who should we start with?
Greetings, everyone. I hope I'm not intruding.
Huh? Oh! Lady Keqing!
Mr. Zhongli, I didn't expect to see you here. Thank you for all your assistance during the rite of parting.
You are most welcome, Yuheng. It was the least I could do.
What are you doing here, Keqing?
Why? And what's with your strange expression? Oh, I see. My apologies. I appear to have interrupted your conversation with Mr. Zhongli.
No, not at all.
Keqing, are you here looking for us?
Yes, I was going to ask you to introduce me to the Adepti. I thought that it would be fitting to send them some festive gifts. On behalf of the Liyue Qixing.
But didn't you meet them when we were fighting to defend Liyue Harbor together? You could just as easily go and find them in Juyun Karst.
Yes, but we only met briefly on that single occasion. The Adepti may have already forgotten about me, and I'm concerned it would be imprudent to show up so suddenly. Which is why I thought it would be more appropriate to ask you to introduce me first.
Huh. Sure, no problem.
So you even have to run around delivering gifts in person? It sure doesn't seem easy to be a Qixing.
We'll gladly help you.
Thank you, Traveler. Let me go and prepare the gifts. I'm sorry to make you run errands with me during our big festival. I promise to make this quick, and I'll be sure to get you back in time to enjoy the fireworks show.
Great, then. We'll go watch the fireworks together.
Huh? Together? All right. I'll go to see the fireworks with you once I've finished my work. Speaking of which, Mr. Zhongli, the fireworks show will be particularly exciting this year. Please, don't miss it.
Ah, yes. Thank you for your kind reminder.
I should be going now. Traveler, please come find me at the Jade Chamber once you're ready.
And there she goes.
That's the Yuheng. Efficient and reliable as ever.
You're really reliable too, Zhongli.
Why, thank you, Paimon. Please, don't forget our earlier conversation. Once you've collected enough story material, we can meet here again and discuss things further.
Whoa. Flame Plume Starflowers Production Challenge. To launch the tube gadget in your inventory and select Smelt Fireworks to access Flame Plume Starflowers Production Challenge. I don't feel like reading this, so we'll figure it out as we go, because that's all. It's more fun when you figure it out as you go. So, part 1, part 2 is locked, and part 3 is locked. Okay. Okay.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them.
So I'm assuming
if you
that we
wish to
use
hear
this. Or do we have to go and pull out the tube? Oh. So it works like a sort of teapot. Okay, so should be able to smell firework. Smelt. Okay, tap to select the parameters that you need for smelting. Huh. Wait. So that should be perfect. Yeah, perfect quality. Okay, so that's how this works. So we just need to make sure that it lines up. Oh wait, what? It's vicious. Why? Huh. You don't have any more endurance. How do we get more? Oh, that uses up so much. $26 out of 40. Huh. Oh, so we got it perfect. Okay. So that's interesting. Grab all these. Okay. So what do we have next? Oh, so we can exchange for these. Okay, so we're going to have to do a few more things before we can get that last one. Okay, after you have placed your launch tube, you can select firework parameters, type sequence to ignition prep menu. Okay, so we'll figure it out.
This scenery is wonderful.
Oh, so
Surely enough to convince
no,
anyone
that's
to
the
become
ones
a
that we just
wanderer.
used. Okay. Okay, so get ready to launch. And repeated set-off rounds. 3 firework interval seconds. Delay seconds. Delay between rounds. Okay. So let's do this. This. And do we get to keep these or? Oh yeah, we do. Okay. This, that, and that. I don't know how many we have, but let's begin launching. Five seconds to firework launch. Oh, not the best place to put it. That is still pretty cool, though.
A toast to our success.
Yeah, how many times is it going to go off? Oh, I think I set it for 3, so it should be on this last round now.
To our success.
Okay, so that should be the last one. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so what else do we have to do? Head to the Jade Chamber. Ningguang has been thinking about something. Okay. Let's head on over. Let's see what Ningguang has been thinking about. Hey, Ningguang.
A great many things are still unaccounted for.
Things like what?
The new Jade Chamber is missing many of the contents held by its predecessor. All the literature, furniture, and ornaments I had collected followed the original Jade Chamber to its watery grave. Most of it was destroyed in the process, and the small handful of items that survived intact are strewn across the water's surface. Reclaiming them is taxing work. It takes someone with sturdy sea legs to handle this job, but even then, I just can't tell whether Beidou will be able to fish out everything herself.
Fish out?
Wait, so you made Beidou go and fish your stuff out of the sea for you?
To claim that I made her do anything would be imprecise. We reached a mutually beneficial agreement, as is always the case in our dealings.
You pay Beidou to run errands for you?
payment is one aspect of it, but I also compensate her in other ways. Let's just say it's a little complicated.
Ooh. How complicated is it? Beto dating Ningguang? Maybe, perhaps.
Anyway, Beto is currently in the Guyan Stone Forest area. If you're interested, go pay her a visit. You may be just the help she needs.
Okay, off to the Alcor.
Time to go.
That should be over here. Okay. What is this? Wondrous Shadows. Huh. Well, let's go over to the Crooks. Captain Beto. Oh, it's Jingen. We're seeing all the Liyue characters now.
Ningguang, you're really trying my patience. I'm sorry, but if the Jade Chamber smashed into smithereens when it hit the sea, then so did everything inside it. Just because I know the ocean doesn't mean I have the power to fish up the past.
The salvaging is going pretty smoothly then, huh?
Oh, Traveler, what are you doing out this way?
I'm here to help out.
Great, you couldn't have picked a better time. The whole fleet's caught up with other things right now, so I'll take all the help I can get. Look, I even had to rope Xinyan into this.
Whoa, Shingen's here.
Yeah, what's the occasion? Did you come all the way out here to do a performance?
You bet I did. Nothing official, mind you. Beto wanted to hold a feast on board, and I agreed to come play a couple of tunes. But all that went out the window when someone showed up saying they were one of Ningguang's secretaries. They called Beto away.
I think it was Bai Wen or Bai Xiao. Well, it was Bai something. Anyway, Ningguang apparently came up with the bright idea of me going out on the sea and salvaging a bunch of her old valuables. She seems pretty willing to shell out for it, too. Well, at the end of the day, the price was right. So, yeah, we took the work. Now, if we're gonna go trawling for trinkets, we're gonna need a smaller vessel. All the available boats have been dispatched already, but by the looks of it, we're still one short.
I do have a small boat. It's not like the Crooks, but it's a boat.
So you have your own vessel, do ya? Great, let's take yours then. The more people we have on this job, the better. Because the sooner we get this wrapped up, the sooner we can get that feast going and actually enjoy the festival.
Ayo, we got a wave rider in Liyue? Hold up, I gotta figure out if we got boundaries, because I might just go straight to Mondstadt with it.
Follow the wind.
Oh, there's a Sealy over here? I didn't even know.
Time to go. One with nature.
This is all types of new.
The wind knows me. One with nature.
Brings a smile to my face.
Okay, so the wave rider is right here. There we go.
So, this is it? This is your boat? It's really, compact. But it works. It's about the right size for sweeping up junk from the water's surface.
The only thing is, we're packed in like sardines here. There's nowhere to put my guitar.
Xinyan, your axe is getting a little too close for comfort.
No, whoops! Let me try to move that out of your way.
Xinyan, why does your guitar have blades on it?
Self-defense, of course! It shoots fire, too. But the middle of a big festival probably isn't the best time to give you a demonstration. Hold up, are those treasure hoarders?
We don't usually see these guys out at sea. Could they be here for the same reason as us? Come on, Traveler. Steer us a little closer.
Can we run into it? Oh, yes, we can. Oh, shoot.
Huh? Why are they headed back to shore?
To reconvene with their posse, I'll bet. Speed it up a notch, Traveler. This is a chase now.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so we just gotta fight the treasure hoarders, right?
Another test subject.
Okay, they're kind of strong. Hey, yo, chill. Y'all kind of strong.
I got careless.
Yeah, y'all a little too strong for your own good.
The wind knows me. They're gaining on us. We can't give them the slip. Call in Carmen.
Carmen? What kind of treasure hoarder has a name like that?
One that I happen to know pretty well. Didn't think we'd be running into him.
Whirling snow!
One with nature. Try not to enjoy this too much.
Wait, can we use our fireworks that we got? Aww. Okay. Oh well. I think we can use them as distractions or something.
Into the wind. You can run, but you can't. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. One with nature.
Kamisato art! Sumetsu! Take flight!
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Gotta run. Stop! All of you! Are you blind? Can't you see this is Captain Beto? Captain Beto, it's been a while. Still fighting fit, I see.
I guess it has been a while, Carmen. You're looking a little worse for wear. Maybe if you did your own dirty work rather than dispatching your minions, you wouldn't be so out of breath right now.
How you jest, Beto. Very amusing.
To get serious for a second, though, I'm gonna be needing all of this. So put everything down, and I won't cause you any more trouble.
Of course, of course. Whatever Captain Beto wants. You heard her, people. Drop the goods. Here you are. It's all here. So, we'll take our leave now?
Wow, he did what we asked without a second thought.
He couldn't surrender quick enough.
Couldn't run off quickly enough either.
Don't waste any more time on them. We've still got salvaging to do. But we should load this stash onto the boat first. Come on, Traveler, help me out here.
Okay, so everything should be unlocked. Is that it? Okay, wait. There's something over here, I didn't see it. Oh well.
Hey! There's some things floating on the water!
I can't quite make out what they are. Let's bring them in and take a look. I'll take the rudder. Traveler, Xinyan, go reel them in.
Okay. Grab these ones over here. Oh, we missed one, dude. Got a box over here. Two more boxes over here.
Hey! Looks like another treasure hoarder raft straight up ahead. But why is it empty?
I guess Carmen told all his people to call it off. Smart choice. He knows who he's up against. Let's keep going.
Let's see if we can go around. Definitely aren't going through there. Looks like this is where we need to be, so let's park it right on over here. See what they're up to.
Come on, we gotta wrap this up soon. Leave the junk, take anything and everything of value. And I need a few of you to load the boat up. Move it!
Whatever you're about to do, don't. And whatever goods you're holding, they're mine now.
Beto? What are you doing here?
I might ask you the same question.
I mean, what does it look like? We got lucky. Found some treasure floating around in the ocean. If you see anything you like, it's yours for the taking. A token of our esteem for the mighty Captain Beto.
Is that right? Well, good. I'll take it all.
Come on. Be reasonable here. Me and the guys have been busting a gut gathering all this up. You gotta leave us a little something, surely.
Let me make this crystal clear. These things do not belong to you, and they never will. So you're gonna put them down, and then you're gonna get as far away from me as is physically possible.
That's a little, hey, why don't we start over here, huh? You see,
Huh. Sounds a lot like you're stalling to me. Talk is cheap. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way.
Oh, we gotta catch these hands now.
Who's there?
Into the wind.
This guy is not taking damage. What does this do? Oh.
The boat's loaded in the water, boss. Come take a look.
Captain Beto pulls no punches. Retreat! Retreat!
If the boss is bailing, we'd better bail too.
Whoa, looks like they're out of here.
We're sorry we offended you, Captain Beto. Give us some time. We'll find a way to make it right. I promise.
Boy, they sure ran off quickly.
Who cares? They didn't take anything with them. The bigger problem here is there's no way all of this is going to fit onto your boat. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Unload the boat and put everything here in one place. Based on the original plan, Sea Drake's boat should be coming past here at some point. When they get here, we'll hitch a ride with them. In the meantime, Traveler, head back to the Jade Chamber and deliver a message to Ningguang for me. Just tell her we're almost done fishing for trinkets here, so she should start getting my compensation ready.
Got it.
All right. Thanks, Traveler. If both Carmen and Leo were here, then I wonder if that other boss of theirs, Big Sis, is snooping around. I've got to tell Sea Drake and the rest of the crew to stay on high alert.
Okay, so let's head on over to the Jade Chamber. Ningguang, we are back. Okay. Dang it. Okay, there we go. Ningguang.
Welcome back. I trust Beto is making good progress on salvaging the items.
Yeah, let us fill you in.
Treasure hoarders. I see. Yes, I can imagine that must have been rather irksome. It sounds like you scared them off on this occasion, but it won't end there. They are not the type to forgive and forget. You needn't concern yourself with them any further, though. Leave them to Beto. She is well versed in handling treasure hoarders. I will be sure to make preparations for her compensation. I also owe you my thanks for coming all this way to deliver Beto's message. Here, please take this as a token of my appreciation. Now, please excuse me. I have other business that demands my attention. I wish you a fun-filled festival.
The Great Gathering. So we just gotta salvage items, pretty much? Huh. Okay. That doesn't sound too difficult. Now, where's the Wave Rider?
Time to go.
Here we are. Let's go ahead and navigate. And full speed ahead. Should probably go this way. Nah, it's too short, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we gotta go the long way. Wait, no, these islands connect. How are we supposed to get over there? No, the islands connect. There should be another wave rider though. This way.
Time to go. I follow the wind.
Okay, perfect. There's another wave rider.
Take flight.
They always are in like the middle of the ocean. Anyways, what are we salvaging now? Can't go this way. They put these wave riders here, and we can't even get to the spots that we need to. It's kind of a pain. Oh, and we got beach. Great. Okay.
Guess we're doing this.
Fine. One with nature.
Kamisato art. Sumetsu.
There we go. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. How many pieces are there? I'm not fighting these guys right now. I can't.
Another test subject.
Unthinkable!
Surrendering. The wind knows me.
Sakura swirl! Whirling snow!
This is too tough.
Yeah! Yeah!
And the last one's across there. Wait, how far is this last one? I didn't think it was going to be this far. So it should be right here. Yep.
Time to go.
Let's do this.
That hurts.
Chill.
You're open.
Oh, female treasure hoarder? Interesting.
My power!
One with nature. Riptide.
Kamisato art. Sumetsu!
Wrong test subject. A hunter. It comes.
So rude! Rue the day.
And this should be the third one. So we're done, right? Yep. Let's go figure out what this is. It might be quicker if we just like run. Because it looks like taking the wave rider might take a little longer.
Come with me. Let us find shelter from the rain.
If we can get to our wave rider, we should be able to get back.
What is she trying to communicate?
Okay. Oh, so there's some other pieces out at sea.
Another test subject.
There we go. How? Okay. There goes one. Hey, can you stop striking our boat? Why are these things here? Okay, there we go. We got the second one. Where's the third? Oh, jeez. There goes the third. Time for the fourth.
Another time.
Okay, there we go. Fourth, so this should be the fifth. Oh. Okay, so we should be done now. Yep. Clear that out. Oh, what is this? Midpoint interception? Huh. Interesting. Okay, so let's head on over to this challenge. Really do hate how there's no wave riders anywhere near the places where I'm supposed to go. Because the wave riders don't go all that fast. I'm pretty sure you could probably sprint faster, but since we don't have infinite sprint, we'll end up drowning, so it's an alternative. What is that? Oh, so this is the thing that we're supposed to be going to. Okay. Okay, so we just need to stop the balloon. Got it. Oh, shoot. Boat controls really do suck. Come on. Oh well, lightning to my nope, it won't. Dang, I was able to blow it up. for that. Aim for... No! It's going to make it to his destination. No! Don't get stuck. There's not enough bombs. It has to come over here, so... There we go, we got it. 2,800, that's not bad. Jeez, that was difficult. Okay, let's do this one. And of course, she's all the way over there. Try to get over here. Okay, so it should be up here, right? Okay, here we go.
The wrong test subject.
Okay. Took a small portion of his health, but not much. Where are we supposed to go? No, 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 not in there. Gotta get it. Come on, get him. Got him.
Suffocate.
No. Dang it. Gotta keep it up. No, no, oh, that would have been really bad. There we go. Let's claim all this. Okay, the bright windowed lanterns hide their shadows. Yuan Rong of Liyue Harbor has created something fascinating known as the Shadow Lantern. That's not what we're looking for. Here we go.
Clear weather all around. Brightens the
Okay,
heart.
so let's go figure out what the Shadow Lantern is.
Gather round. If you're passing by, don't pass this up. Introducing the amazing Shadow Lantern.
Shadow Lantern? Ooh, Paimon's never heard of this one before.
You two look like you're out to have some fun. Care to check out the Shadow Lantern, my latest invention made to amaze and amuse? It's very simple. All you have to do is rotate the objects inside the shadow lantern, get all the shadows to merge in a certain way, and the most incredible images will be revealed before your very eyes. Intrigued? You should try it out for yourself. It's set up right here. Please, peruse and use at your leisure. I hope the shadow lantern shows you something truly spectacular.
Sounds pretty cool. Let's give it a whirl.
Okay. So let's see how the shadow lanterns work. Let's go solve these riddles. Okay, so adjust the parts of the shadow lantern and the wondrous shadow challenge and complete the combinations of light. Okay. Huh. Oh. Oh, okay, I see what it's supposed to be. There we go. Let's check out the next one. Huh. So I lost the progress there, but I have it here. I don't know what this is. Seems like those are supposed to go together, but not getting any closer though. Yeah, this one was really difficult. My progress bar is not going up at all. How am I supposed to... It doesn't make sense what this is. What? How? Oh. I get it now. Okay. Yeah. Hold up. There. Do we get it? There we go. That hint really helped. That hint helped so much. Okay. What could this possibly be? So it needs to be here. That's there. What is this supposed to be? I wish there was a preview telling you, like, oh, these are the items that it could be, so you could at least try to figure it out. Yeah, this isn't making sense. Huh. That's progress. So it needs to be like this. Oh. Okay. Wait, how do I get it like that, though? There we go. That has never been in the game. Not once. I don't know how we were supposed to get that. Those were hard. Yeah, those were difficult. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh no. Conquest talismans. We're probably gonna get Zhongli. Oh, so we're gonna have to fight that thing again? Oh! We still didn't get that last one, huh? You need the conquest talismans, right? Yep. Which I believe is not unlocked yet. Yep. So that unlocks in 4 days. That sucks. Okay. Huh. That is interesting, though. How there isn't anything else.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Okay, It's not really much for me to do now.
Try the shadow lantern.
I guess we could set off some of these fireworks. That's about it. What is this all about? Oh, max level of soccer fever. Oh yeah, we need to go talk to her Privacies, so let's go ahead and do that. Gotta go to Privacies temple. we got the Millilith over here now. This is turning out to be quite the project. You're really fixing this place, huh? It's you. I mean, I did say I was an upstanding citizen, now didn't I? I must say though, it's a much bigger project than I originally thought. The designer I brought in to plan the new temple got really fired up the moment he told me that this was the Yaksha temple. Not only did he draw up sheet after sheet of plans, he even dragged me off to buy materials. If I was a few decades younger, I bet he insisted on working on this himself. This area wasn't really the safest. Like, I know you have Millilith, but you mean this? Oh, not to worry. Once they got wind, I was repairing the Yaksha temple. The Ministry of Civil Affairs assigned some Millilith to help with the security. They've more or less chased away all the nearby monsters. As for treasure hoarders, they seem to be lying low for now that the Millilith are here. However, the volume of work required to fix this temple has really exceeded expectations. Turns out we didn't prepare enough materials, so we just had to order more supplies in from the city. And while those treasure hoarders probably didn't make a move at the worksite itself, they might lie in ambush the delivery route and steal materials along the way. The Millilith can hold the worksite no problem, but if the delivery gets attacked by treasure hoarders, there's no way we'd be able to respond in time. Could I ask a favor from you? I know how skilled you are. Those treasure hoarders are definitely no match for you. Could you teach them a lesson and dissuade them from disturbing our work? Sure, I'll go ahead and do it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we just see to stop the treasure hoarders, right? I don't even see any treasure hoarders around here. Oh, never mind. Get over here.
There's no end. Another test subject.
Hey, chill.
Into the wind.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Pack it up, you gone. We're rebuilding a temple nearby. That's Pervasi's, one of the Yakshas. Okay, so let's go back to one page. Who?
Time to go.
You?
You're in for a little.
Whirling!
The wind knows me.
Okay, now that that's dealt with, let's teleport on back. Hello there. Were the treasure hoarders about? Tell Juan Pig about the treasure hoarders. Ah, so they left. That's good. Is there anything else I can help you with? Thanks for your kindness, but you've already helped me so much. It wouldn't be right. Oh, sand bearer wood? That's the most annoying type of wood to get. How much do we need? Ah, of course I don't have enough.
Time to go.
Oh wait, that should be enough. Yes, just enough. Okay. So I guess that's that. Quest done. Oh, reputation. Okay, so check that out later. I want to go check out Inazuma City really quickly. Because there was that one shop, that just never opened. So I want to know if it's open now. Because the sakura tree glitched somehow. I don't know how I got it full, but it's full now. So I want to know if this is open now. Oh, it's open now. Perfect. Okay, that's actually awesome. Whoa. I don't think we got to the end of that quest to where we got the cat statue, so this is what it's gonna look like. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. So that is cool. That is a shop. Okay. I also want to check to see if there's anyone who we can level up right now. Goro. And Aloy. Okay. So we're gonna go get their materials really quickly. The mechanical array is quite annoying, but definitely by no standards unbeatable.
Time to go.
Come on, split apart. Which one? That one.
My tidal wave.
There you go.
Take flight!
You're in for a little shock.
My apologies!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night. You can run, but you can't hide. Let's spark things.
Sakura swirl!
Dang, we're almost there. Okay. Just a little bit more, and it's done. Whoa. Come on.
One with nature. You're mine. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Time to take it out. Okay. And that should be enough for Goro, right? Yes. So now we need to hunt the... let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and hunt these specters. There it is. We need to make sure that we have enough resources from the specters so we can upgrade them. Specters are probably one of the most annoying things to fight. Because they heal from their own elements. They have this rage buildup or whatever. So if you kill them, they attack you back if their rage meter or whatever is too full.
I follow the wind.
And they don't drop a lot of stuff. Oh, too deep.
The wind knows me.
My apologies. Embrace the ice.
Ooh. Gotta catch it. No. Got it. Perfect. Okay, so let's continue.
Take flight. My apologies. Unthinkable. Whirling snow.
Well, it's just going to heal itself. It's going to be annoying.
Come a little closer. Come a little close.
Take flight! Yeah! Yeah! Ah!
Need them all to come over here.
Sakura swirl!
Okay, so is that enough, or do we still need more?
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
We still need a few more of those. Yeah. Apparently we haven't been getting the right ones.
Whirling snow! Ha! Yeah! Ha! Ha! So rude!
Okay.
A
So we got the
blade
heart
embraces
and the
its
husk.
duty.
Okay, so we're looking for the hearts.
Yeah! Ha!
Okay. So that should be enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to a crafting station. Here we are. We should be able to make the hearts no problem. Ooh, we don't have enough. We need 24 because we need 12 of each, don't we? And that. We can try to find a few more. They really don't drop it a lot. Okay, let's go see if we can find one. There goes some over here, but they're the annoying Hydra ones.
You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock.
Okay, we got one heart, one husk.
My apologies. Whirling snow.
We need to upgrade Ayaka's energy recharge. That's important.
Embrace the ice.
Okay, so how many husks, wait, hearts did we get? That's what we're looking for. We have no hearts, okay. This has started to become problematic. So yes, Ruby. Oh no, it's just over here. Which is going to be even more of a pain to get to. Nope. Can't turn that. Nope. Okay, let's see if we can make it. Come on. We are halfway there. Okay. We should be able to make it now. And we made it. Okay. There's an animal and hydro one. Okay, there's quite a few over here actually.
Take flight.
Into the wind.
Whirling snow.
The wind knows me.
Come a little closer.
Okay. Now that they've been taken care of, let's deal with these guys over here. Need them to group up.
Kamisato art. Sumetsu. My apologies.
Into the wind.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little close.
Okay. They're doing pretty good. It's just that they're not really common.
One with nature.
Okay, so how many hearts is that? Two hearts. And we need 3 for each of 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's 4. So we have 6 right now, so we're halfway. Okay, so we gotta come over here now. There really is not a lot of these guys.
Whirling snow! My apologies!
Okay. If anything, the husks are more common than the hearts, but still, they barely drop.
Sakura swirl! Take flight!
Okay. So now we have to head over there. Whew. Oop, here goes one.
Whirling snow!
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. Come a little closer.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be this way. Oh, another one.
The wind knows me. Riptide.
Uh-oh. We gotta go.
Time to go.
Okay. Where are the specters? Oh, there they are.
Embrace the ice!
Okay, so how many do we have now? So it's 3. So that'll be 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we only need a few more. Ooh, that's gonna be difficult to get over there. So there are like no teleport waypoints over on that side. Here we go. Okay, so where are they? Oh, here they are.
Take flight! Yeah! Whirling snow! Unthinkable!
Tidal wave. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay.
Take flight! Kamisato out! Sumetsu! My apologies!
You can run, but you can't hide.
Oh shoot, forgot that one's a hydro.
You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Is that enough? So that should be 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. That's just enough. Okay, so now we can go put these together. And then get Aloy upgraded. Okay. Now if we go to Aloy, ascend. And claim. Now let's go back to Liyue Harbor. And I believe we should go to... well, we can do it right here. And let's do a 10 pull right here. So let's go ahead. Okay, another 4-star. Skyrider Sword. Black Tassel. Black Tassel. Fairer Shadow. Ooh, Favonius Codex. Cool Steel. Slingshot. Cool Steel. Skyrider Sword. And Emerald Orb. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, do we finally have enough? Yes, we finally have enough. Hello, official. The last 4-star that I need to have all of the 4 stars. Come on home. Official. Yes, finally. I've been waiting to get official. Okay. So that's pretty good. Oops. Let's put some artifacts on her for right now. Let's see where her talents are. Electro, AoE, small AoE. It doesn't say much. Oh, of her attack. Okay. Go here. Artifacts. Attack percent. Quit. Compare. Huh. The one that she has right now is pretty good, so I'll leave it. And Electro. That one's better. Okay. Ooh, that was really good. I know her stuff scales off of attack, but wouldn't hurt to have some HP up in there. Yeah, the attack is higher, but the crit damage and elemental mastery. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it alone. So we'll keep her with these current artifacts until I come back to fix her.
I created another universe and founded paradise for I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt.
Okay, so let's get her a better weapon. Rush should do fine. And there we go. That should be good enough for right now. Really? How are we out of lamp grass? Luckily I know where to get some from.
Time to go. Time to go.
Huh.
Into the wind.
What strange mark? There it is.
The wind knows me.
Whirling snow!
There it goes. Two, a three. Get some extras, just in case. You can never have too many things in this game. You will always run out.
Time to go.
Okay, so I think it's all of this here. Okay, so we should be able to ascend her to the next level.
My magic arrow cries out my holy name as it streaks through the night, praying that the violet lightning of retribution shall strike the enemies of fate down from the skies.
Quite awe-inspiring, Main Fräulein. Since it's nearly dinner time, perhaps you might shoot a pigeon down while you're at it.
I created another universe and founded paradise, for I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de
Well, that's as far as we can go for that. So I say let's go ahead and come over here. Let's see where we should set them off from. Maybe there. That would be a good spot to set off the fireworks.
Time to go.
Let's do it right here. Go ahead and place. Get ready to launch. Actually, no, not yet. Now
There are leaves
let's go to
around.
launch. Okay. Repeated set-off rounds. Let's do 2 and leave the rest. And let's begin launching.
And I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Now that's nice.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.